Depression has nothing to do with your brain, it's rooted in your gut. That might sound shocking. But stay with me, because today on True Health Way, we're going to challenge everything you've been told about depression. For decades, the mainstream message has been simple. Depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain, specifically a lack of serotonin. That's why SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, are so commonly prescribed. They're supposed to fix that imbalance and lift your mood. But here's the truth. The chemical imbalance theory has never been scientifically proven. In fact, some studies show depressed people actually have normal or even elevated serotonin levels. So if serotonin isn't the issue, what's really going on, we believe your body is smarter than you think. And today we're going to explore what the science really says about your gut, your microbes, and the surprising root of emotional health. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Let's dive in. So let's talk about SSRIs, the go-to solution for millions dealing with depression. These medications are based on a popular theory that depression is caused by low serotonin in the brain. But here's the twist. Several studies have found that many people with depression actually have normal or even elevated levels of serotonin. That's right. It's not a clear-cut deficiency like we've been led to believe. So if serotonin isn't low, then what exactly are these drugs doing? To understand that, we need to look at how SSRIs work. They don't give you more serotonin. Instead, they block the reabsorption of it, like hitting pause on a message in your brain, so it keeps playing longer. But does that mean your brain actually hears it better? Not quite. Imagine a couple trying to communicate, but one partner is wearing earplugs. The other starts shouting to be heard. That's the effect of an SSRI. It doesn't improve the relationship, it just turns up the noise. And more noise doesn't always mean better understanding. Worse still, the side effects of SSRIs can be brutal. Emotional numbness, a loss of libido, inability to experience joy, and in some cases, even worsening of the depression. And that's not just anecdotal, it's well documented in the scientific literature. Dr. Peter Goetsche, a leading researcher, has described SSRIs as placebos with serious consequences. And once you're on them, getting off can be even harder. Now here's where it gets interesting. There's a natural alternative that's been used for centuries, St. John's wort. Unlike SSRIs, it doesn't just manipulate serotonin, it also affects dopamine, reduces inflammation, and lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. It's multitasking at a biological level. Plus, it has a much lower side effect profile. Yet oddly enough, the medical community often warns against it, saying it could increase serotonin too much. But isn't that what SSRIs are trying to do in the first place? Maybe the problem isn't the herb, maybe it's the system we've come to trust. And that brings us to a deeper question: is depression really a brain issue at all? Now here's where things get fascinating, because depression might not be about your brain chemistry at all. It might be about your gut. Yes, your gut. That long tube inside you isn't just for digesting food. It's a chemical powerhouse that produces over 90% of the body's serotonin, and it also makes oxytocin, the bonding hormone that helps reduce stress and lift your mood. That gut feeling you get, it's real, and it's powerful. There's a communication superhighway that connects your gut to your brain. It's called the vagus nerve. And most people don't realize this, but 80% of the signals along that nerve are going from the gut to the brain, not the other way around. That means your gut is talking to your brain all day long, sending updates about your environment, your stress, and even your emotional state. Your brain is just listening. So what happens when your gut is inflamed, or when your microbiome, the collection of good bacteria in your intestines, is out of balance? Well, that signal gets distorted, and studies show that people with depression consistently have imbalanced or depleted gut microbes. These tiny organisms are responsible for producing feel-good chemicals, balancing your immune system, and even regulating your sleep. When they're not thriving, you're not thriving. This is where food stress and medication all intersect, Because what you eat, how you live, and even the antibiotics you've taken in the past, they all affect your gut health. And in turn, your gut affects your mood. It's a feedback loop that too many doctors still ignore. So if you're someone who has struggled with depression, ask yourself, have I ever addressed what's happening in my gut? And hey, if you're finding this eye-opening, take a second to like this episode or comment below with a simple one, so I know this content is helping you. And if you think someone you love needs to hear this, share it forward. It might just change their life. Let's talk about something that rarely gets mentioned in conversations about mental health: antibiotics. Yes, those pills we take to kill off infections might be silently harming your mood. One of the most common yet overlooked side effects of antibiotics is depression. Over and over, people report feeling down, anxious, or emotionally flat after taking a round of antibiotics, and often they don't connect the dots. Why does this happen? Because antibiotics don't discriminate. They wipe out the bad bacteria, but also the good ones that your gut depends on. These good microbes are crucial for producing mood-regulating chemicals like serotonin and GABA. Without them, your gut's internal ecosystem collapses. And here's the scary part: they don't always grow back, especially if you're not feeding them the right foods or reintroducing them through probiotics. This loss can lead to a long-term chemical imbalance, not in your brain, but in your gut. Your gut is more than a digestive organ. It's a chemical factory. It manufactures key neurotransmitters that your brain depends on to regulate sleep, emotion, motivation, and stress. When the factory goes offline, even temporarily, the effects ripple upward into your mental health. No wonder people feel flat, foggy, or frustrated without knowing why. So here's a quick self-check. Have you ever noticed a mood change after antibiotics? If so, you're not alone, and it's not in your head, it's in your gut. If this resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments or share this video with someone who's been struggling silently. They may need this information more than you know. Now, let's flip the script. If antibiotics can tear down your gut, what can help rebuild it? Enter Reuteri, a powerful probiotic with almost magical properties. This little microbe is known for increasing oxytocin, the hormone responsible for feelings of bonding, trust, and emotional warmth. But that's just the beginning. Studies show Reuteri also helps reduce stress, improve sleep quality, and even support muscle regeneration. It's like a daily dose of emotional resilience in probiotic form. Here's how you can bring it into your life. It's not found in most over-the-counter supplements at levels that make a difference. But there's a simple, powerful DIY method. You take ultra-pasteurized half and half, place it in a yogurt maker, add the right Reuteri strain, and let it ferment for 36 hours. That's it. Then just consume about half a cup per day. It becomes a rich, creamy yogurt, but with gut-healing, mood-boosting benefits baked right in. Now, this isn't just theory, this is personal. I've been making this Reuteri yogurt for months now, and I've noticed huge changes. Deeper sleep, a calmer mind, better recovery after workouts. Even more interesting, my wife started pointing out how much more affectionate and social I'd become. "What's gotten into you?" she asked. Honestly, just the yogurt. It works. This little practice has become a non-negotiable part of my wellness routine. And I'm not alone. Countless people are discovering this natural mental health breakthrough. No pharmaceuticals, no side effects, just balance from the inside out. If you're curious to try, check the video description. I've added a step-by-step guide for how to make your own batch at home. And remember, sometimes the biggest changes in mood start with the smallest things you feed your body. So if you've been looking for a place to begin, this just might be it. When you take a step back and really look at the modern lifestyle, it's no wonder our gut health and mental health are both struggling. Antibiotics are overused, often prescribed, even when not truly necessary. And while they save lives in many cases, they also silently erase the good bacteria that keep our emotional balance intact. Add to that the decline in natural probiotic exposure, like breastfeeding, traditional fermented foods, and time spent in nature, and we've created a perfect storm for emotional disconnection. What's heartbreaking is that so many people are told they're broken, when really they're just missing the right support in their gut. We've been told that depression is a Prozac deficiency, but it's not. It's rarely about a lack of pills. More often, it's a signal that your internal ecosystem is out of balance. And that's actually empowering, because gut health is something you can nurture, you can restore, you can rebuild. So here's the bigger message. If you've been struggling, if you've felt lost or flat or tired of the fight, maybe it's not all in your head. Maybe it's in your gut. And maybe the answers are simpler than you think. A little yogurt, a little patience, a lot of self-compassion. These small acts can spark big change from the inside out. And if this video has opened your eyes or touched your heart, consider sharing it with someone else who might need to hear this today. You never know whose healing journey might begin because you pressed send. Cultivate your gut, heal your mood, and maybe hug someone a little more today.